Gratitude grounds Eala ahead of Australian Open. Eala arrives in Melbourne for her first Australian Open main draw appearance, with little time to pause and plenty to reflect on. The end of last year and the start of this one blurred together. December saw her bring home a Southeast Asian Games gold medal for the Philippines. It also meant a brief visit home and a front-row view of another milestone, the country's first-ever WTA 125 tournament. Come January, she warmed up in Auckland, reaching the semifinals of the ASB Classic. All of it unfolding while preparing for the season's first Grand Slam. The Australian Open completes the set for Eala after appearances at Roland Garros, Wimbledon, and US Open in 2025. Now ranked number 49 in the world, the 20-year-old knows the schedule has been heavy. She also understands how rare the opportunity is. I try to take it with a spoonful of gratitude, Eala said during a pre-tournament press conference. Not a lot of people get to experience being here in this lifetime. It's been a busy month, but there were so many blessings and memorable moments, she added. My team has done well to arrive here in the best shape possible. Philippine tennis on the up and up. Beyond Melbourne, Eala is keeping an eye on what awaits back home. The Philippines will host its first WTA 125 tournament on January 26, midway through the Australian Open fortnight. I'm so happy that it's finally coming together, she said. It's been a dream to have a home tournament at the WTA level. It's a huge step for tennis in the Philippines. She believes the event can help grow the sport in a country where tennis still plays on the sidelines behind basketball and volleyball. When I come home, my cousins tell me it's so hard to book a court now, Eala said. That always makes me happy. In Australia, support has also been easy to find. Filipino fans have turned out in growing numbers, making distant courts feel familiar. It's been amazing in this part of the world, she said. They're excited to see me. It's flattering, and I feel welcomed. In Melbourne, Eala banks on grace and gratitude to carry momentum, perspective, and a clear sense of where she stands. The rising star will open her journey against American Alicia Parks, with the exact date and time still to be determined. Gratitude grounds Eala ahead of the Australian Open. In the early morning glow of Melbourne Park, with dew on the courts and the hum of excitement in the air, Eala stood poised. Not just to compete, but to embrace the moment. It was a feeling that transcended the usual tension that comes with Grand Slam tennis. There was something quieter, steadier beneath the surface, gratitude. This isn't a fleeting sentiment reserved for post-match interviews or social media captions. It's a deep-rooted anchor, one that has guided Eala from her earliest days learning tennis, through junior Grand Slam triumphs, to this very moment where she prepares for her first main draw appearance at the Australian Open. A journey etched in thankfulness. For Eala, tennis is more than strength, skill, or rankings. It's a narrative stitched together with support from family, coaches, fans, and a nation watching her growth. As she reflects on the whirlwind of seasons behind her, she often speaks not of pressure or fear, but of how humbled she is by the journey itself. I try to just take it with a spoonful of gratitude, she said ahead of the tournament, recognizing that few get the opportunity to experience this at all. It's this lens of appreciation, not entitlement, that shapes how she handles the highs and lows. In moments of defeat, her reflection doesn't drift immediately to lost points or missed chances, but to what she's earned, resilience, lessons, and memories that transcend scorelines. The gifts along the way. Before reaching Melbourne, Eala's season had already been richly dramatic. She won gold at the Southeast Asian Games, stood witness to the first WTA 125 event staged in her home country, and gained confidence from a strong showing in Auckland at the ASB Classic. Even in the sting of narrow loss, her gratitude remains intact. After a hard-fought semifinal at the ASB Classic, she publicly thanked the host city for their warmth and warua, a Maori word for spirit, reminding us that gratitude can coexist with ambition. This balance, not just celebrating success, but also honoring the journey, is part of what grounds her as she steps onto the sprawling courts of Melbourne Park. Gratitude is a competitive edge. Some athletes thrive on intensity, others on fierce competitive grit. For Eala, it's not gratitude instead of ambition, it's gratitude because of ambition. This mindset allows her to play with joy, presence, and internal calm, even amid the spotlight and noise that come with being one of tennis's rising stars. She's often shared how grateful she is for support from Filipino fans across the globe, especially during the Australian swing where their presence makes her feel welcome. This gratitude doesn't make her soft, it makes her grounded. Where others clamp down under pressure, Eala uses her appreciation for the opportunity as a grounding mechanism, an internal reset that keeps anxiety at bay and clarity in focus. Gratitude and growth. The 20-year-old's journey has not been linear. She learned the sport in the Philippines before moving abroad to train, adapted to life on the global tour, and battled through qualifying rounds and ranking climbs. With each checkpoint, whether a breakthrough or setback, she acknowledges her growth with heartfelt thanks rather than self-criticism alone. Her gratitude also extends to the legends she's crossed paths with. Time spent practicing with figures like Rafael Nadal and absorbing wisdom from idols like Eala didn't just bolster her game. They enriched her perspective, a reminder that opportunities are privileges, not entitlements. Rather than approaching milestones with a sense of inevitability, she carries an awareness of how rare they are. How many dreams never make it this far? A nation's collective gratitude. But perhaps the most powerful element of Eala's gratitude is how it resonates with millions back home. In the Philippines, a country where sports heroes often emerge from unlikely places and inspire national pride, Eala's gratitude becomes shared. When she speaks about bringing joy to Filipino tennis fans, about the future of the sport at home, or about experiences that transcend personal achievement, she transforms individual thankfulness into collective pride. It's no longer just her journey, it becomes ours. This collective gratitude encourages others to see tennis, an achievement, through a lens of joy and possibility, not just pressure and expectation. Standing in Melbourne, more than a moment,